Hello, my name is Meave Daru and I am the Chief Executive of Brilliant Parents. Brilliant Parents supports parents who reside in the borough of Hillingdon, amongst other places, and we support parents with their children's emotional and behavioural needs. 2023 Black History Month is the celebration of sisters, and I'm delighted that I'm going to be talking to representatives who either live or reside in the borough of Hillingdon. So I'll be talking to a representative from the police service, from education, health, and a resident, and also a media representative. We're going to be talking about all manner of things that pertain to their particular industries, both locally and nationally. I do hope you enjoy the conversation.
My name is Sylvia Smith, and I am a local radio broadcaster here in Hillingdon, specifically Hayes FM. It started in 2007. It was the brainchild of a couple of local councillors and someone who had sort of a real interest in local radio and community radio. And I think he was a resident in the borough. He probably still is. So it was set up then. It was initially, the studio was initially based in the church in Hayes Town, and then we moved to the school, Rosedale College, and it's been there ever since. And there are a number of broadcasters on the station, of which I'm one, and we have a program or schedule of programs that come out every week. My program is aimed at the black community specifically, although we're not saying that nobody else should listen, but it's called Black Connections, and that's one of the shows that I co-host with my colleague Simon Akiwumi, and I also have my own show which happens on a Friday afternoon, which is like a PM chat, music and features as well. In terms of what the local community would benefit from, specifically local news, because interestingly, folks are so unaware of what might be going on in their locality. So that happens generally on the station. For my show specifically, Black Connections, I try to focus in on information that informs the black community. Some of it's to do with entertainment, some of it's to do with perhaps stuff that's a bit more controversial. We have a great black newspaper called The Voice that we tend to review a lot of the stories that feature there. And, you know, if there's anything new that's happening in Hillingdon or in West London, say, that relates to our community, we try to interview people who are involved in that. We try to promote those events and activities. So it's a range of things, really. We just try to be a hub for information. When I approached Hayes FM, it was relatively easy because I suspect, A, there were not a lot of women approaching, and B, even less black women approaching. And so it's a local radio station, so there were not many barriers to entry. I think if I had tried to approach a commercial station, that would have been a different kettle of fish, because I think that sector is quite closed in many respects. Okay, in terms of giving local young women advice, I would absolutely say try to create your own thing in the first instance, because we have the technology. You can create a podcast, you can create features that are of interest to you. You can record them. You can send them to Hayes FM and to other local community stations. I would always say start with ideas that you have. Don't think that somehow there's going to be this magic opportunity that's going to open for you. Use your creativity and you know, set something up yourself. Get yourself, begin to create a kind of a social media following. That's a lot of hard work, because it means continuously bringing to the attention of the community what you're doing. But if you get into a routine, that's fine. But the creativity thing, I think, is so important, because lots of our young people have brilliant ideas, but they have no outlet, or feel they have no outlet. And we have the technology now. You can create your own in the first instance, and you just don't know who's going to be listening or watching. And research shows that if we have a diversity of folks involved in these kind of mediums, it can benefit the society wholesale in big ways. But we must continue to increase diversity, because we want a diversity of ideas. So yeah, I think it's poor, but I do think we continue to fight the fight. Interestingly, I attended an event last week, which was full of young creatives, hungry to get access into the media, be it TV, be it broadcasting, and a lot of frustration. So those very small figures are just the tip of the iceberg in terms of what young people who are hungry to get into these areas, they want more. If we're looking at adverts, yes, you see far more diversity. Perhaps, obviously, more than you did 20, 30 years ago. But that is not the only medium that is available. I mean, we have people who write, who have brilliant ideas about productions that could kind of, teach people stuff, expose people to other cultures and other ideas. So advertising is one thing, but we have other creative aspects that we want to see more representation in. So again, I'm still disappointed with it. That, there are some brilliant ideas out here, and give us a chance. I mean, lots of us are sort of trying to do our own thing. We're doing our own thing because of the frustration with access. But it's incumbent on those folks to give us a chance, or more chances, I should say.
Sylvia, thank you very much.
Thank you.